I've been so fortunate to get behind the scenes on some unicorn businesses. So businesses that have been started from scratch that have gone north of $1 billion in valuation. And I've also seen behind the scenes on some of the fastest growing companies that are out there. And I want to share with you 7 principles that I've picked up from looking at the fastest growing companies that I've come across. And some of these principles are going to surprise you. Some of them will actually be counterintuitive, but I want to walk you through the 7 principles that I've learned from fast growth companies and billionaires. Secret number 1, radical empathy for where a customer is today. So all of the most amazing performance marketers and growth oriented business entrepreneurs that I know are radically focused about where customers are today. What are they thinking? Where are they hanging out? What are they reading? What are they frustrated by? What are they hoping for? What are their biggest obstacles? What are the things that dominate their thoughts during the day, right? They want to really put themselves in the shoes of the customer. They will do things deliberately to spend time around their customers. They'll watch their customers like a scientist watching an experiment. They are looking at how their customers navigate the online world. They'll go and meet people in the offline world to better understand. One of my friends who's a billionaire was launching a new software product and sat down with 30 people right next to them side by side to look at how they go through their emails. So why does this relate to lead generation? Because you can only generate a lead if you can connect with someone. You can only connect with them if you really truly understand their world. What I want you to be thinking about, if you want to increase your lead generation results, the first thing that it starts with is radically trying to understand your customer's world. Spend more time with them, better understand them. What words do they use? What ideas do they gravitate towards? Really get to understand their world. Now, one of the best ways to do this is to have your assessment ask lots of questions that really helps to identify what kind of world your customer's living in. Use some of the questions in your assessment to really ask questions about the current situation, the current frustrations that your customer's experiencing. The faster you can understand each individual's personal world, the easier it is to connect the dots between what it is that they're experiencing and what it is that you do. The next thing that I've noticed with companies that are growing really, really fast is their willingness to conduct fast and cheap experiments. In many cases, they'll try 30 different things in order to figure out the one thing that works. They'll try 30 different headlines to identify the best headline. They'll have 30 different ads to figure out which is the most effective ad. They'll record 30 different videos to figure out which is the best video. You'll see this with Diary of a CEO and all the different video thumbnails they'll do. You'll see this with Alex Hormozi and his different strategies for testing headlines and hooks. The fastest growing companies are maniacal about testing and measuring as quickly and as cheaply as possible. You don't have to be a massive company with billions of dollars worth of budget to do this anymore. You can do this very fast and very cheap using technology and using social media. For example, on ScoreApp, we have A versus B tests. One of the most powerful features that we have on ScoreApp is the experiments feature where you can see which one of your landing pages is working the best, and it happens automatically. The third thing that I've noticed is that once these people have conducted fast and cheap experiments, what you'll see them do is they arrive at an answer, they arrive at what's working best, and then they will repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. They're not afraid to get bored. They're not afraid to repeat what works. One thing that I see with businesses that are struggling, they think that they have to constantly come up with new ideas, even though they've figured out something that works. It is a very common experience for me when I'm talking to entrepreneurs who are stuck to ask them the question, what have you done in the past that works? And then to discover that they've not repeated that over and over and over again. I know businesses where they ran a little campaign, it generated 30 leads in one sale, and then they didn't repeat it ever again. And I said, why? And they said, oh, we just moved on to other things. I said, if you go to the well and you put the bucket down the well and it comes up with water, send the bucket back down the well and get more water, right? So repeat what works, crank the handle and do something that works over and over again. So for example, with ScoreApp, if you find an online assessment that people enjoy taking, if you find that you've got a landing page that's converting 20 to 40%, don't try and change it too much. Once you've arrived at what's working, repeat it over and over again. I've got some of my scorecards and landing pages that I haven't changed in over 18 months because they're still working. Every single week we send thousands of people to those landing pages using ads, using social media content, and they're still performing. So we keep repeating and repeating that result until such time as it gives us a signal that it's no longer working. It's often the case that something that works will keep working for 2, 3, or even 4 years. I'll give you a real life example. There is a particular landing page where I sat down randomly and I grabbed the microphone in my hand with the cable coming out the bottom, and I sat with bad lighting, bad video quality, but I delivered a pitch, I delivered a presentation, and strangely, this is one of my most high converting videos, high converting landing pages, and it hasn't changed in over 2 years, and we just keep running it. That one landing page has generated over 39,000 leads in the last couple of years, and it hasn't changed, and it's probably not going to change anytime soon. Let me pause and interrupt this video. If you haven't done so already, the next video I'd like you to watch is the blueprint, where I walk you through exactly how to set up a scorecard or an assessment. It's about 20 minutes, but it'll be worth it. Talks about what to put on the landing page, what questions to ask your customers, how to follow up with them in the most effective way that I know possible. And in 20 minutes, it'll tell you how to set that up, start to finish. You'll be ready with a new asset by the end of today. So check out that video next, and then you can start implementing everything in this video. And there'll be a link in the description below to the blueprint that I use to do all of that. Okay, let's get back to the video. The next big idea is never switch off the engines. So marketing, performance marketing in particular, is the engine room of your business. You should never shut it down for any reason whatsoever. You should always have campaigns running. Imagine you've got a boat and you put the engines on, and it takes a bit of effort to get the boat out of the water, and then it starts planing across the water, and you leave those engines on and the boat just keeps going across the top of the water. If you switch it off, it sinks back down into the water, and then you have to turn it back on and get it out of the water again. A lot of businesses are turning on their campaigns, turning off their campaigns, turning on their campaigns, turning off the campaigns, and they wonder why they're exhausted, and they wonder why their budgets are going through the roof. When you find something that works, you never switch it off. So if you've got ads that are running that are working, you keep them running. I don't care if it's Christmas or Easter or whatever, or if you want to have a holiday, you just keep the lead generation on. There is never a downside to having too many leads. If you've got too many leads, you're oversubscribed. It's putting upward pressure on your prices. It's giving you more and more data to work with. Don't switch off the campaigns. Keep the campaigns on no matter what. Okay, this one's a real secret. The best fast growth companies, they have beautiful brands, they have beautiful websites, but that is just for show. Most of those websites represent less than 5% of the actual traffic that's going on online. Most of those beautiful brands, it's great. The landing pages look great, the website looks fantastic, but that's not where they're making their money. If you look behind the scenes on many of these fast growing companies, 95% of their traffic is going through performance marketing channels. They've got ads going to specialized landing pages, they've segmented their market, they've got all sorts of different landing pages for each different task or each different market, and they're running special campaigns that drive people through different follow-up paths. They're creating unique experiences online. Sure enough, if you then click across to their website, you'll actually find a beautiful, pretty website that looks lovely and branded, but that's not where the action is. The action is in the performance marketing channels. So you might have invested in a really nice, pretty website. I guarantee you it's probably getting a 2 to 4% conversion on people actually filling in a form and giving you their information so you can follow up with them. You'll get 10 times more conversion if the landing page focuses on a call to action that is specific and narrow in focus and immediate in the results that it gives. The best results come from scorecards, assessments, workshops, those sorts of things. Google has validated this as well. So even though your favorite brands, you love the look of their website, that is not what you should be copying. You should be copying what they're doing behind the scenes, which is performance marketing. If you look at the website for Dent Global, if you look at the website for ScoreApp, it's very nice, it's very pretty. Behind the scenes, 95% of the action is going through all of our performance marketing channels. And if you look at my social media campaigns, I'm not sending people to the front of the website, I'm sending them to scorecards, assessments, workshops, etc. The final point of fast growing companies is they're radically curious. They are looking for insights, they're looking at data. If they get a bad result, they're just simply curious about what worked and what didn't work. If they get a good result, they're curious about what worked and what didn't work. I see a lot of small businesses and businesses that are stuck. They try something, it doesn't work, and they don't get curious about it. They just feel deflated. They feel like, oh, this hasn't worked, it mustn't work for anyone, or there's nothing I can do about it, and then they just stop changing. Fast growth companies, they just move on really, really quick. If a landing page didn't convert, they just change the page and try again. If a campaign was less successful than another campaign, they're excited that they found a good contrast between what worked with this one and what didn't work with the other one, and they're happily moving forward. Stay curious and keep moving forward. Don't get deflated, don't get stuck. Just try something new, try another experiment, fast, cheap experiments, collect the data, analyze the data, stay curious, stay excited, keep moving forward. If you want to be one of these fast growing companies, you never let yourself get into a negative mindset about being stuck. You just keep trying something new until it works. I cannot tell you how many failed experiments I've personally had. There are countless landing pages that haven't worked, countless headlines that didn't work, countless call to actions that didn't result in any uplift. I don't really care. I forget all of that stuff and we just keep moving forward. I'd love for you to do that as well. So next step, try something new. What haven't you tried so far? Have you done a scorecard? Have you done an assessment? Have you done a mini course? Have you done a workshop? Set up a landing page, set up a headline, do an A versus B experiment. get out there and try something new in the next 24 hours. Build a new asset that you can easily and quickly and cheaply test. See if you can empathize with your customer and their world, and see if you can create something that creates an uplift in your performance marketing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you soon.